If you do the hard things, your life will be easy. If you do the easy things, your life will be hard. And that really goes, that saying goes true for literally everything in your life. Pick the easy route and your life will be difficult. It just is what it is. Erin Jarrell, I know you're on here. She said, I'm going to get my workout in before, or she was, maybe she fell off. I'm going to get my workout in before. Oh, there you are. I don't know why. You're like everybody's moving around my screen as people are coming in. So I'm like, where did you go? I swear I just saw you. She's like, I'm going to go get my workout in before I hop on your Zoom, because I know if I do the hard things, my life will be easy. So she understood the assignment. Good morning. I missed you guys. I feel like I haven't been on here in forever. Just doing some shifting around in my life. You know, sometimes we have to do that plan, do, review. That doesn't go for you. That also goes for me. So I'm doing a little bit of planning, doing, and reviewing in my life right now with a lot of things. I'm moving out of state. Just kidding. Just want to see how many people I can wake up on Monday morning. Even Sydney was like, wait, what? You've been gone for a few days. Don't scare me. I just moved closer. Good morning. Okay. Shar Davis, you're going to go get some cornhole boards on Amazon Prime Day. I'm going to get a cooling fan because while I was in Cancun, I had the thermostat set down to 65, as low as it would go, to stop the middle of the night hot flashes, ladies. And I got home, and we don't keep our air that low because my husband would slit my throat probably if I tried to turn the thermostat that low. Not because it's like cold, but it's always about the bill, right? So after last night, I slept and was like, oh, it was not 65 degrees in here last night. So I woke up multiple times, hot. And I was like, that's it. Amazon Prime Day is tomorrow. Let me research some stand-up cooling fans. I am getting one for the side of my bed because this is not happening anymore. So, yeah, tomorrow is Amazon Prime Day. For all of those that you did not need to know that, I just shared it. That means there are deals to be had on Amazon. I make no money off of that, so I'm not selling you on Amazon Prime Day. Okay, let's get to it. So I just wanted to recap a little bit. What did you get a fan? Yes, I'm seeing some of these comments and I'm like only seeing half of them. They have an amazing cooling blanket. Yeah, you know what? I have cooling sheets, and while they're nice and they kind of do the trick, it's just not the same. I need like cold air blowing on me all night. Okay, enough about my problems. I took off on a little adventure. No one really had any notice, nor did I, because it like happened like 2 days before it was happening. So I wanted to just kind of fill you guys in on what I was doing and, you know, why I went and who I was with. And then I want to just share with you. I learned so much over the weekend that my brain is full and I'm literally on fire this morning and cannot wait to go and crush my day and my week. Because in that plan, do, review process, you guys, and this is why I preach personal development so much. And sometimes, okay, I'm going to squirrel because I have so much in my brain. Everyone needs some personal development. Everyone needs to plug into something that's making them at a higher level, go to a higher level, reach to a higher level, expand their brain. If you're not doing that, I made a post more recently. You will never be in my circle. I have learned my lessons over the last few years that if you are not willing to do some personal development, then you are not coachable. You are not willing to grow, and you are not willing to look inside of you instead of outside of you for the answers to solve problems. If you are not willing to get some personal development on your own, not me, but on your own, then letting you any further in than a morning Zoom isn't ever going to happen in my life. I'm just going to keep saying that out loud so that all of the people who don't care about growing as a human stay outside of my circle. That may sound rough, but it's exactly how I feel. So that's what I was doing. I highly encourage you to find someone that you can follow outside of this business, not in another company or anything like that, just someone outside of this business that can help you, even if you can't afford to bring them into your life closely, you can still follow a lot of amazing people that will give lots of free training and coaching. Someone that speaks to your soul, someone that pushes you to be bigger, badder, and better. And so that's what I was doing this last weekend. Danelle's been a friend for the last 3 or 4 years. I was in a mastermind of hers about, we were trying to actually figure that out this weekend. 4 years ago. God, time flies. That's insane. And then I had her come in and speak at an event. I've had her on some team Zooms in the past. We'll have her again. I'm going to be working extremely close with her for the next 12 months. That was just the kickoff this past weekend. What I realized was I'm always pouring in, helping everyone else try to achieve their goals. And so I'm stuck. Ooh, I'm actually not allowed to use that word anymore. So let me retract that and eat it. That was one word. That and struggle were 2 words I used a lot this week, and I almost got punched in the face. If you saw my stories, I did get spit on on accident. But because I'm always reaching down to help everyone come up, I'm stagnant at the plate. There's another S word that I'm probably not supposed to use, but we'll figure this out. Okay, together, we'll figure this out. I'm not moving past where I'm supposed to be because I'm just stalled out. Wait, there's another S word. What is my problem this morning? I'm going to hire somebody to come over here and slap me in the face when I use S words. I guess that's an issue for me. But no, in all honesty, I needed someone else to pull me, because who's going to pour into me? Who's going to teach me to go to the next level if I don't have somebody there, right? I can read all the books, I can do all the things, but I really needed someone to guide me and set up some things that I haven't grown to yet. So I needed someone to help me set up some strategy, some game plan for me to grow. So that's really what I was doing this weekend. And if you don't know who Danelle Delgado is, you really should follow her. She does a ton of free training. She does a lot of what she calls Friday Night Lives. They are usually pretty consistent, just depends on her travel schedule. Like the week before, did one on Saturday because she was traveling. She did not do this one this Friday because we were extremely busy, but she does a lot of free training. I'm even going to point you guys to, in our team page, I will bump it as soon as we're off here. I already pulled it up this morning, and then I didn't bump it because I didn't want to get anybody sidetracked. There's a 90-minute training in our team page. Aaron, I will admit you in there so that you can watch it. You and your Michelle, I think, is on here. It's a 90-minute training called Clean Your Clock. I don't care if you've watched it in the past. I've watched it probably 5 times. I am watching it again today. It is something that you don't just learn once and you master it. Lord knows I have not. So that's why I'm going to restart it again this morning or sometime today. It is 90 minutes, and I highly recommend not just listening to it, but if that's your only option, is to just put it in your earbuds because you're working and you can't sit down and watch it. She does it to slides and spells a lot of things out that taking some notes will be extremely beneficial to you. But I will bump that in the team page. And Aaron, if I forget to add you and tag you in that, just shoot me a message. Same with you, Kelly Bollinger. Bollinger. Okay. I have a hard time remembering that her G it's a hard G, right? Not a soft G. Can you tell I'm a little squirrely this morning? I'm just so excited about my life right now. I can hardly stand myself. Okay. So that's why I went, and that's kind of what happened over the weekend. We played, we had a lot of fun. But in between all that fun, we were making some massive moves and strategy for, yes, Paul, I'm squirreling. I'm so sorry. That's another S word we are going to take out of my vocabulary. I don't know what it is with the S words. I think I'm just going to write them all out, dump them, and like burn them in a fire or something. But we created some extreme strategies on moving to the next level in many things. I know that some of you have seen that I'm working on some multiple income streams. That's just a direction that I'm heading so I can expand myself a little bit. So, one thing I've never really had a problem with is doing the hard things. I sometimes will get off track, like on summer break when The child doesn't have to be up at, 6 a.m. So I don't get up at 6 a.m. Well, that's got to change because I have some master plans to accomplish in the next 90 days. And so it's going to take the kind of hard stuff that I don't like doing in the summer, which is getting up early, getting my workout in early, and getting on with my to-do list early so that I can get a lot accomplished because there's a lot to do. But doing the hard things has never really been difficult for me, but I would encourage you to take some inventory and write down what your normal schedule is. Write down what those hard things are that you should be doing that maybe you're not doing, and create a new plan for yourself and figure out what those are. That Clean Your Clock training that I'm going to bump will help you do that. So highly, highly recommend you dig into that today, if at all humanly possible. And you will, if you go to Danelle's page too, it's her personal page because her business page got hacked. So on her personal page, her Friday Night Live, Saturday night from like 2 weeks ago is pretty recent on there. You can go watch that, but go do the Clean Your Clock training first. It will help you organize what things you should be keeping, starting, and stopping in your life right now. So one thing that we really talked about, because one of the reasons I got together with her was because I knew I needed to go higher. She's got another training I'm trying to grab from her, but she's traveling right now, and I wasn't able to get in touch with her this morning. I don't know what she names it, but essentially it's You Are a 5. So if you write down on a piece of paper, or if you're driving, don't, or if you're working on heavy equipment back there, Paul, then don't. Just put this in your brain. Nice apron. He'll love that. So you are a 5. Think of yourself as a 5. I know we would all like to think of ourselves as a 10, but we are a 5. Okay. And we can, continuously work with, try to recruit, surround ourselves with, and this is what I've been doing. Here's the biggest lesson that I learned, learned, and put into my brain over this weekend of what I need to shift. You can be a 5 and continuously go down beneath you 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s, and hang out with those type of people and surround yourself with those type of people and continue to just be the smartest one in the room, the highest achiever in the room, and you will stay a 5. Or you can surround yourself with 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, and you can start climbing that ladder. Does that make sense? Her training's a little bit longer, probably a lot more in depth than that, but that's the core behind it. And I've heard this from her for 4 years. And I think some of the things that I have gone through in the last couple of years has had me kind of retreat back into a space of not leveling up and not trying to grow my network in areas of people that are just smarter, better, bigger, badder than me. And we all have our safe spaces where we stay comfortable, right? And after we kind of took some inventory of all my past businesses, the things that I've accomplished with Lavelle, engagements that I've been involved in, coaching I've been involved in, all the things. I'm always trying to bring somebody with me right by my side. I'm always trying to have people that get to do it with me because it's comfortable for me, right? So if I'm always able to reach back and help other people, I feel good about that. I feel uncomfortable when I have to reach up and ask for help. Probably somewhere in my past psyche of why I do that. Don't really know what that is. Don't like digging into stuff like that if it's not useful. Just knowing that that's the reality and what I'm trying to change and accomplish. So I want you to think about that in your own perspective. What have you been doing? Who have you been surrounding yourself? Who have you been dragging along with you that's not really doing the things you're doing? And it's so easy for us to get stuck there, right? Because that's comfortable. We know what that response is going to be. We know that that's not going to make us uncomfortable. It's going to frustrate the hell out of us, but it's not going to make us uncomfortable. Instead of going and trying to find those 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, yes, JoJo, you and me both, sister. And don't get me wrong, you guys, this message is not about team I don't love you. or friends that I hang out with, I don't love you. There's a space for every one of those things in your life. It's about how much time you're spending there and who else you're trying to add. And it's so funny, perfect timing. Before I even went on this trip, I started, oh, she just texted me back and said, everyone's a 5. People who look up to you are a 4. Those who look up to them are a 3. Those who look up to them are a 2, and then a 1. People you look up to are a 6. They look up to a 7. The 7s look up to an 8. An 8 looks up to a 9. A 9 looks up to a 10. So if you are a 5 and continuously trying to look up to a 6, you will grow to the 6 looking up to a 7. That makes sense. If you are a 5 and continuously looking down to the people who are looking up to you, how do you ever move up? How do you ever grow into a bigger, better human? How do you ever personally develop to more? So there was something I was going to go look up for you guys, and now I just squirreled because I looked down and she had answered my question. Anyways, we all need to be intentional about who we're bringing along in this journey with us. And so one thing that I want to do is expand my network and expand the people I'm bringing into it. And while social media is great and I love it, and it is a tool in my toolbox, we need to do other things. And I have been saying that forever. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It's funny. I started reading this book. I say reading lightly because I do a lot of Audible. It just works better for me. But I just started this book, Who Not How, last week, just before going on this trip. And it all spells out the exact same thing. It's not necessarily how we're going to do it. The how is maybe social media and what's in your toolbox, but it's about who's coming with you, who can add to that adventure to get you to the next level, who can we bring inside this circle so that you elevate yourself, you elevate your team, you elevate what you're doing in life. Who can you do that with? Who's going to help you get to your next goal? Are you hanging out with the who's that are dragging you and keeping you pulled back and keep saying they're going to do the things and then they don't really do the things and they have a million excuses, or they have their life that gets in the way and you're constantly trying to go back and motivate them to come with you? Or are you going to go find people who are going to help you get to the next level? Because if you've been doing that with the 4, 3, 2, 1s for the last year, the last 12 months, 24 months, even the last 6 months, and it's the same people that you keep reaching back to and keep trying to get the same things out of them, it's not working. I had to slap myself across the face 100 times this weekend, realizing that isn't working. They're there. They will follow. The more you look up, the more they'll follow you. The more you look down, the more they'll just get lazy. So stop looking back. I beg you to stop looking back. Start looking forward, start looking up, and we have all the tools for them to plug into. They will not get lost if they do not want to get lost. They will not get lost if their leader is running fast forward. They will not, because they will just start following what you're doing. They're going to follow what you do if you look back, because then they'll start looking back. How many times towards the end of the month are you looking back, trying to drag people across the finish line? Guess what they're doing? The same thing. Monkey see, monkey do. They're looking back too, trying to drag more people across the finish line that have never really wanted to work hard in the first place. So let's just go look forward. They will all follow you forward. And all the tools are here. You actually don't need to keep going and motivating them. You don't. Because they're going to do it whether they want to do it or they don't want to do it. They're going to do what they want to do. And the better thing that you can do is continue to lead by example, show them what you're doing, and keep fast forward running. So who's coming with you? Be intentional. We started making a list of people who are not necessarily directly involved in the things that I'm doing, that I want to be involved in what I'm doing. And she had me categorize that list in A, B, C, D. Essentially, the A's are the like, oh, I would love to have them a part of what I'm doing. The B's would be like, I'd like to have them a part of what I'm doing, but I don't even know if, I just don't know. It might be the right fit, might not be the right fit, but I think they could be really good. The C's are like, think about a C in school. Average. They could come along. They might be some work, but who knows? Maybe they plug in and do good. And then the D's are like, I got to help them anyway, so I might as well reach out to them and have them come along, right? Who do you want to spend the most time with and the most time on? The people in the A list, right? Always the people in the A list. The problem is we are generally making our C and D list the longest list that we have. which tells you what? You are spending your time with the C's and the D's around you. You are not spending time jumping into the A circle because you're scared of them. You're scared of what they'll say, you're scared of what they'll think, and half the time you are not reaching out to them because they are on your hairy, scary list and you don't want them to say no. But those are the people you need to be hanging out with. Those are the people you need to be trying to bring into your circle of influence and on your team or the things that you're doing. So I highly encourage you guys. She literally made me sit by the pool and start to make a list of 1,000 people. Do you know when you pull out a notebook, you're like, oh yeah, 1,000 people. That's a lot of people. So I started to make the list and then I was like, let me count how many lines are on this page. And then I was like, if I do A, B, C, D, and I do all the lines on this page and I fill out every column, that was only 140 people. I'm like, oh my God, I got to do this for like 8 or 9 pages just to get to 1,000 people. I'm proud to say I got a whole page filled out. I have 9 more to go, right? That's a big task, but we all know that many people. We have phone books in our phones. We have email address lists. We have our social media lists. We have those people. It's just that we choose not to contact them. We choose to cherry pick or go off our birthday reach outs or whatever we're doing each day. So I want you to be intentional about who's coming with you and how much time you need to allot to those people, right? So if you have a list of 100 people, I will challenge you to go out and make a list of 100 people this week. Get 100 people on that list. Start today. And then categorize them in A, B, C, D. And figure out how much time you want to spend on the A's and trying to bring them into your circle and how much time you want to spend on the C's and the D's. We will very easily resort to the C and D list. And then we have to check ourselves. And then we have to check ourselves. And then we have to check ourselves. Because it's just easy. It's called cherry picking. We all do it. And the problem is we're spending all of our time there. So I challenge you to get that list on paper, not in your head. I love when people are like, oh, I've got the list going. No, you don't. You're going to forget half of those people. There's no way you can keep that going in your head. Slayman. Okay. I want you to get it on paper because that's where you can keep going back to and checking those people off. So once you get that piece of paper and that 100 people written out on it, I have to go get 1,000. So I'm not asking you to do that. If you want to, go do it. I think that would be amazing. If you want to try to keep up with me, you can do 1,000, but at least go get 100. And then start highlighting them as you're contacting all of them. And don't take the next 90 days to contact 100 people, okay? Let's just start contacting, set yourself a goal, and let's try to get through them by the end of July, okay? And then, highlight them as you go and keep some notes on them. But write it out on a piece of paper so that you have it. If you have a hard time with your list, there is also the Eric Worre memory jogger. It's in Susie the Bot. If you need it, someone can get it to you. If you have a hard time conjuring up that list of 100, maybe it's time to get the ultimate memory jogger out, put that next to your list so that you can refer back to it. There is a amazing promo going on with our company right now, you guys. I hope that you guys are all hot and heavy working on that VIP reset to grow your business. That's what it's meant to do. And there's a bonus that comes along with it. So doing this list of 100 and having these people to reach out to and contact will only help you achieve the amazing promo that's in front of you from the company. So I had an absolutely amazing weekend. I am going to continue to look forward. I will still be here for this current team. I will always be here. I will be here on Monday mornings most of the time, unless travel's involved or it's, like 4th of July. I want you guys to realize that I'm going to stop looking back. I'm going to just keep looking forward. I am here if you need me. Let me know if you need me. But I'm heading in a upward, onward direction of growth. And I want you guys to do the same thing. I want you to stop looking back and start looking forward and realize who you need in that circle to help move you forward. There was one more activity that she had me do, and maybe I'll do that for next Monday morning because, there was plenty of activities, but there was one that was really hard for me that was my assignment on the very, very first night. And I had to go to my room and really do some introspection of me. It taught me so much and it was super hard. So I will share that with you guys next Monday because it's on a totally different topic. And yeah, so I want you guys to go make your list of 100. Let's start working through that. And I really, really, really highly suggest you get through that clean your clock training. I will go and bump it now and get it to those of you who are not in that page. I hope you guys have a phenomenal week, and let's go onward, upward, and just rocket ship our goals. Okay. Have a fabulous week, guys.